everyone, welcome to the unboxing of Source Golf and TimeStrike. We finally got our hands on the production copies, so we wanted to do the unboxing where everyone can see, so they're all still in the shrink wrap and we're ready to go.
This is the first ever unboxing of these units. They just arrived to our house. No one's seen them. We're not even sure what's inside, so we're going to take you on an adventure with us.
Pretty sure what's inside. But
we hope we know what's inside.
What do you want to do first?
So let's
TimeStrike?
Start with TimeStrike.
Yeah, it's the big one.
TimeStrike's the big one.
All right.
So Tony designed this game. I think you deserve the honors. Let's get the shrink wrap off.
Yeah, just give me a minute. There we go. That first tear. Oh, and I should probably show you what the box looks like before we open it. So, there's your front. You've got our big TimeStrike artwork there, and then on the sides you have all the different artworks of our characters that come in the game with our logo. And then the back is an example of, a big battle going on, components, what the game's about, everything you kind of need to know about the game when you're looking at it on a shelf.
It's got the contents. It's got what you can expect inside of it. So it's a fantasy sci-fi game with progression, and it's cooperative as well. It's got trading, slide push mechanics, and then also it it has some disclaimers on here as to what you can use with it, playtime and player count.
All right. Flatten this
I don't know
out.
about you, but I'm excited for that fresh game smell.
Yeah. Just open it right on the source board. Oh gosh. And ooh. Oh, there's some new art. Oh, there's artwork on the inside too. Oh,
Yes. Oh, I almost forgot. We have some Easter eggs here.
Yeah. So you got
On the inside, we have artwork representing each of the worlds, and you'll also notice the name of each of the founders of the company here. So Hamaro's side.
in the world I think it's related to, so yeah.
We have Salpy here.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be hard to see on the camera.
You can kind of see it. Hero. And Shaper.
Alright. So right on top we have the rule book. We worked on this tirelessly. So you're looking at 41 pages including credits and intro, and then the back pages have some space for you to write your own rules, because we always encourage that with our games. And then a quick reference guide on the back.
And in those 40 pages is 3 distinct game modes. So, I don't know, law of averages says maybe...
Yeah, it has setup, it has 3 game modes, it has all the mechanics, and a lot of side cases that we covered.
So somewhere between 12 to 15 pages for each game mode.
Yeah.
Is a fair estimate.
Yeah. It's beautiful. You need the little side there. Okay.
We're gonna obviously spend a lot more time with this after we're done recording, but for now we'll get through it quickly.
So here's your hardcover lore book. This is the first story talking about the characters that come within this version of TimeStrike, and of course we're gonna have lots of different TimeStrike boxes with different characters, which will all come with their own stories. But yeah, I think it's pretty nice.
So I think everyone should be aware that this reads more or less like a novel. Okay, this is an introduction to the world and the characters, and I think that the genre it fits in is a sci-fantasy mystery.
Okay. Sci-fantasy mystery.
So prepare to be left with questions. That's kind of on purpose.
So the next part, this is what we added to the game as one of the stretch goals, so that you could play TimeStrike without the source port. So this is what we call a source foundation, and it folds open. And it has, you can actually build source on here, but it's kind of like a quick and dirty map that you can lay out to kind of play your game. So
you'd lay this out, and let's say you don't have source yet, but you plan to get it later, or a friend has it and you can bring it over. You would play this down on the table, and then your hexes and tiles would logically interlock with that surface, and you could build on top of it, allowing for elevation and for you to continue to use this as a surface for modular play.
Yeah. And we hope to in the future expand on the foundation and make it tileable, repeatable, different environments, all sorts of stuff.
Larger.
Yeah.
Also different.
And then it comes with these punch outs, which are all double side, which have 2 sides each. One of them are roads, because you can build roads in the game. And then the other side are resources that you'll be collecting throughout the game. So you can stack those up on the board and play with those. So that's without source.
I also think it's worth mentioning that those tiles could be used to represent elevation.
Yes, yeah. These also represent elevation when you're playing the game. So if you were to stand on one of these resources, because this is a flat map, you do have the water, which has its rules around it, but these would also count as elevation. Every tile you have stacked up would be another elevation.
Exactly. The game works perfectly fine without elevation. It's just not quite as fun. So that's one way you could do it.
All right, so then you have the minis with, let's take out the big boy first.
Yeah, of course.
we've got your first sentience, Fear. And he's got 4, what do we call them, rideable slots?
Yeah, he's got 4 mounting
slots. Yeah.
This is for climbing and scaling his back during gameplay.
And we'll show that off in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have your first brute, which is Abaddon. And he is something that is tameable, but he's also, he works for fear and will attack you. But yeah, you can tame him and ride on his back. And then we have, and I don't know if we need to just show it like that. Yeah. There's a lot of minis to go through.
And here we have your cast of characters as well as the monsters. I have to take the front off actually, it's a little too shiny. Yes. There's your primary cast of characters. In the first box, Shadow for your TimeStrike. It includes your monster miniatures like your Magi, and it includes your tentacles, your boss spawns. Very excited.
If you want to pull one
and
out,
there's Zato in there.
You can throw them on top.
Yeah, let's do it.
Pull 1 and 2 out, pull one on top of here.
So let's yank out. Let's pick a fan favorite and go with Hod here. First out of the box ever is the great fisherman Hod. All right, he's sitting on his barrel with his walking stick here, his fishing rod, and his pack of goods. And let's go ahead and mount him on Fear to start. Put him right on Fear's head. As you can see, he slots right in nicely. And now he's riding on the head
and you can have
Fear.
4 different characters riding around on Fear's back when he's moving.
So we'll take out Luxuria next. We'll slot her in. Okay. We will take out Roland. Slot in Roland.
And here's Legion on top of Abaddon.
Mm-hmm.
So a big component of our game is mountable miniatures. So whether it's riding the back of the boss there, the sentience, to destroy him and attack him from his back, or taming Abaddon and creating a multi-unit, which we call Behemoth, which is 2 units together.
And now on the back of this boss, you'll be fighting each other as well.
Yes. Yep. So he's like his own game board on top of the world. All right. Let me see, is that... Oh, this is all one big piece here. Okay. So, next up, you're going through the cards. So these are all the tarot cards. You've got trials, you've got tutorial cards, you've got, what else? And all the boss cards in here for the different game modes. So Fear in the co-op boss raid, and then Fear in the boss battle royale has a different set of cards.
One thing I definitely want to highlight with these cards,
which open?
I think was pretty brilliant. Let's open them up. Which I think was pretty brilliant is that if you're curious on your sort of player cheat sheet cards or your tutorial cards about a particular thing in the middle of the game, one, it'll give you a great tooltip on exactly what that thing is and kind of explain how you might deal with the mechanics of it. But even better, it's got a page reference in the rulebook. So let's say I'm in here and I see the attack card and I'm like, man, how do I do this kind of unique corner case thing that has just came up? Well, page 26. Okay, so then I can take the rulebook and very quickly go, all right, let's go to page 26. And what do I have here? I have absolutely everything related to attacks. This is a fantastic way, and Tony did a wonderful job when you were designing this game, to help players really quickly grasp concepts that may be tricky or difficult, or just to quickly resolve conflicts when they come up so that you can get back to playing the game.
Yep. Next up is the playing cards. We've got items, we've got fish, we've got beasts, and we've got artifacts. Artifacts are the gear that you can find for your survivors to equip, which gives them new stats and abilities. And then items and fish are gatherables within the world. Fish, you go fishing. Items, you attack people or monsters to collect. And the beast cards are just a different way to represent the stats and health and information for some of the smaller characters, including the tentacles for Fear in his big battle mode, or during the skirmish mode.
Wow, this came out really great.
Your
artwork on that is crisp.
I don't know if they can see. So this is another good example of the slot that Shaper put into the, it's kind of easier if I turn it. There you go. Yeah, you can see that you can put these cards in and they'll sit back, and it doesn't cover up much of the card. You can cut it in just enough so it takes as little as possible, and you can kind of lean it either way.
Yeah, typically there's the industry standard for bleed is what I was aiming for. I wanted to make sure that when you have these borders around your cards, you're not losing any important information. So you can probably see here, but if you see that tiny bit of text here, you can still see the page number that you can reference on these cards. So we worked hard on that, and any designers designing for Source, keep that in mind. Just make sure you put that industry standard bleed, and this should slot into your edges, no problem. Happy with that. Put those over there. And this, it fits any size cards, and obviously you can also lay cards on their sides. It fits your cards here. So if you're playing and you've got your items and you want to keep your player area neat and organized, and that's what the edges were designed for, then boom, you can go ahead and keep all your fish or whatever it is you've got here and hidden from your opponent.
And like I said, you made it so it leans either way.
Yeah, if you, let's say, you know, not in TimeStrike, but any other game, you had a card that was more important for your opponent to see. Maybe you applied a status to the map and you want him to always know that status is active. Maybe you've got a double-sided card so you both can see it. You could go ahead and face that and lean it towards them, so it's a little more visible for them and less for you, and then just flip it the other way when you want to read it.
That works incredibly well. The little slot comes with these are the jagged edges,
Yeah, so
and will come with future
all future edges.
Yeah.
But for now, this is add-on only, and these are the straight edges.
All right. Next up, we have the walls, which I'll just lay them all out real quick on the map. There. How many walls do we do?
6.
That is correct. By the way, there's plenty. This box is plenty of storage to put things back in.
Yeah, there's extra room.
Yeah, there's extra room in here.
Surprisingly, this game comes with a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So, you have the walls, and let's do this little test here. They're a little sticky, but they do go together. So you can build those stackable walls.
There you go. Yeah, that's a pretty tight fit. I would say that probably after some repeated use, this is going to get a little easier to get stuck in there. But for now, use a little force when you're trying to get these to stack on each other. What's great is that they do stay standing and that they do stack.
Yeah, and most likely you won't use the stacking, but that's always available because you know, fear doesn't care about walls that much. He'll just kind of plow through them. All right, next up is the player cards. So here's your player cards, and why don't you show off rolling? But these are all the cards that you get that control the characters during all the different modes. On the front, you've got the artwork, the name, and some hitbox information on the left, along with height and energy. In the middle, you've got all your stats: health, movement, range, attack, defense, and then all your buff and curse slots and awakening slots so that your character's numbers will change throughout the game. And then finally on the right, you've got your skill list. So that's all the different skills that you have available to your character that you'll use throughout the game, which adds a lot more uniqueness to how they play. And you get all these in this box.
Ooh, look at that artwork.
Yeah, and on the back you have the artwork, which is beautiful. Our artist did a killer job with these.
Shout out to Adam Martin.
Yes.
Or Adam Martin, as he's known.
You then have some background information about the character. You have some information about how they play, a little snippet at the top how they play. Then it's the lore. And then they have their name, role, and their point value for the skirmish system. So because this game has 3 game modes, those classes and point values will be treated differently in the different game modes.
These are high quality character cards. They are dual layered cardboard. Very sturdy.
And why don't I pull these out as an example of slotting those cubes in. So all your tracking for your health, your status effects, your buffs, awakenings, curses, your exhaustion, slot right in.
Shout out to Gameland. They did a good job. Cubes fit.
Thank goodness.
That's pretty great. So, you know, this makes it easy for you to kind of move your game about. You know, even when you're playing, moving around your table, not lose track of your stats or what's been upgraded.
Yep.
It makes tracking nice and simple and convenient for you. Also, again, due to source and unique edges, really easy to store these and distribute them around the table, so you're not always reaching into bowls or asking someone else to help.
You got 2 D20s, which slot perfectly in the little hex spaces on the edges, and then you've got your combat dice.
On our combat dice, we have a void side. We have
2 attacks.
2 regular attack sides.
Yep.
We have a lucky block.
Attack. Oh, lucky block. Okay.
A regular block, and a lucky attack, all triggering unique and exciting abilities based on your character.
Yep, and of course those sit right in the sides too for easy access. That, you know, they stay stored nicely and people can grab them from all.
How many of those came with the game?
16, I believe.
16. So we'd say 1, 2, 3.
So even if you had a character that somehow had 8 attack versus 8 defense, you'd be covered for that roll.
Yeah, you put 8 on one side and 8 on another side. There you go. Your 2-player box is loaded with what you need to easily distribute it on the map here.
That's it.
That's everything we got in here?
That's all you need to play. It's not crazy.
No, it's not a crazy amount. But for all you can do with this game, I mean...
We can, one of our goals was to keep components and requirements limited because obviously source is one of the components for the game. You know, you'll be building the map. You'll have resources that you place on the map that you'll be pulling off, and then you'll be placing hexes to build roads. So, yeah, I mean, that's it. And there's so much space in here. I feel like it's
I guess last thing we'll say on the unboxing of TimeStrike here is simply
the thank yous.
a huge thank you to all of our playtesters. You guys have your names here in the rulebook, immortalized forever. And then, of course, the credits. Thank you so much, the team that worked on this. A lot of people came together to make TimeStrike possible. And so as it says here, a heartfelt thank you to everyone who's contributed to the making of TimeStrike. Your dedication and passion inspired us daily. To those of you who supported the designers and fueled this team with your enthusiasm for our vision, we are forever grateful. Without you, this adventure could not exist. You are what has made this journey worthwhile. Love it.
All right.